Hello everyone, welcome to MVP Vishwakosha. Today we are discussing about 13th and 14th July 2025 current affairs. Okay, in that first point, that is latest update on India's Astra missile developments. Okay, that is some of the highlights that successful indigenous RF seeker trials was done on July 11th. That is DRDO and the Indian Air Force test fired two Astra BVRAAM missile from my Sukhoi 30 Mk1 over Odisha coast, targeting high-speed unmanned aerial vehicles at varying ranges and angles. Both strikes were point-to-point accurate. Okay, in that very important that Astra missile and all. Okay. Next is it also highlight these missiles featured a completely indigenous radio frequency seeker developed by DRDO. All subsystem performed flawlessly validated via integrated tracking system also. And now Astra now boasts a proven operational range exceeding 100 kilometer. Okay, now the operational range of Astra is exceeding 100 kilometer, and also that Astra Mk3 development also according to that nicknamed Gandhi is being positioned as India's first domestic BBR AAM comparable to China's PL-70 with a theoretical range of over 300 kilometers. It is very important, right? Strategically very important. That is some of the significance that enhanced RF seeker push India closer to full self-reliance in critical air-to-air missile technology, and also moving away from earlier dependence on Israeli guidance systems also. And also successful integration with Sukhoi 30 Mk1 and planned integration with Tejas also signals a more capable and modernized IAF inventory, boosting its ability to counter advanced threats like stealth aircraft and all. Okay, and also this progression through MK1 0 kilometer range at 110 kilometer range also. MK2 is 160 kilometer range to MK3 solid fuel ramjet ramjet that is 300 kilometer reflect a steady maturation path for future and longer range air combat capability. Okay. Next is that Astra Mk3 trials are ongoing, aiming to match our surface the capabilities of Western and Chinese counterparts like that is MBDA, Meteor or PL-17 and all, and also wider induction is expected across the IAF's fighter fleet, including Sukhoi 30, MiG-29K, and Tejas Mk1, 1A, and eventually future Tejas like AMCA and Rafale Marines and all. Okay, very, very important. That is the recent development in Astra missile. Okay, test and all. Next point that is about recent inclusion of sloth bear and gharials. Okay, very important that Indian wildlife authorities have taken significant step by recommending the inclusion of both sloth bear and gharial under the species recovery program of the centrally sponsored scheme for integrated development of wildlife habitats. Okay, CSSIDWH. Okay, it's a centrally sponsored scheme for integrated development wild habitat, that is especially sloth bear and gharials. Okay, next, the Standing Committee of the National Board for Wildlife at its March meeting that chaired by PM formally recommended adding these species to the recovery program. This move ensures 100% central funding for vital conservation actions like habitat restoration, conflict mitigation, captive breeding, monitoring, and workup except to efforts also. Okay. It's very important that sloth bear and gharial. Gharial is one of the critically endangered, mainly reside in tributaries of the Ganga, Chambal, Girva, and Nepal's Rapti Narayani area and all. Also vulnerable to habitat loss and low breeding success despite of past efforts. So gharial is very, very important. It is critically endangered. Okay. Next is sloth bear, also listed as vulnerable on IUCN, found across India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. Faces frequent human-wildlife conflict, especially in peripheral forest zones. Okay, this inclusion aims to bolster conflict mitigation, including community engagement and landscape management. Also, okay, very important that next on that funding and technical support will get right through ID WH will drive efforts such as habitat restoration, captive breeding of gharials, and protection measures of sloth bears, and also holistic approaches planned combining scientific research on example Wildlife Institute of India will give inputs with the community-based conflict reduction framework and all. Okay, very important that wider ecological importance for gharial and sloth bear. Gharial is a keystone aquatic species. Its recovery helps maintain river health and biodiversity, and also sloth bear are integral to forest ecosystem, pollinating and dispersing seeds, regulating termite population, and also sustaining habitat connectivity. Very important. Okay, because expand India's species recovery program beyond high-profile species like the Asiatic lion, snow leopard, reflecting a broader conservation paradigm and all, marks a strategic deployment of central resource towards lesser known yet pivotal wildlife reinforcing. That is Prime Minister Modi's push for a holistic biodiversity protection. Okay, very important. That is about recent species recovery program, that is sloth bear and gharial. Okay. Next news, that is latest news about update about US tariff targeting Mexico and European Union. That is US imposes 30% tariff on European Union and Mexico. That is affecting from August 1st, 2025. That is President Trump announced via formal letter. Okay, that is 30% tariff on most imports from the European Union and Mexico, set to begin from August 1st, 2025. Because justification cited that Mexico is insufficient action against fentanyl trafficking and cartel operations, and also for European Union, persistent trade deficit and what was the US calls unfair trade practices. Okay, these are the reason. Okay, there is recent that Trump at 30% tariff on European Union and all. Some impact, global reaction will be there, right? European Union criticized the tariff as disruptive and transatlantic supply chain also. And also it will European trade negotiation remain talks with Washington exploring possible exemption or a broader agreement. Mexico is also active negotiations with President and okay, emphasizing respect of for Mexico's sovereignty and hope for deal before the deadline. And also market and economic impact will be there, right? It has US stock futures, the tech index dipped and all. Okay, that is about recent latest tariff on European Union and Mexico. That is 30% tariff by USA. Next is about recent news about that UNESCO added that is Maratha military landscape. Okay, a network of 12 major built and fortified by the Marathas between late 17th and early 19th centuries have been officially inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Okay, during the 47th session of World Heritage Committee in Paris. Okay, so what are the included that 11 forts in Maharashtra: Saler, Shivaneri, Lohgad, Khanderi, Raigad, Rajgad, Pratapgarh, Suvarnadurg, Pahanla, Vijayadurg, Sindhudurg. Okay, one port in Tamil Nadu also, Ginji Port, making in the southern extension of Maratha influence. Okay, these are included, very important because it is strategic defense network, right? These forts are perched on hills, cliffs, and island and coast, exemplify the Marathas' tactical brilliance, optimized for varied terrains in Sahyadris, Deccan Plateaus, and Konkan and Eastern Ghats, and also architectural innovation. They showcase diverse typological hill forts, coastal strongholds, Iceland fortress with the sophisticated design and including submerged walls. Okay, example you can take the Vijayadurg, and concealed gateways. Example Raigad and all, very important. This is national and global importance. This is the India marks 44th UNESCO World Heritage Property and country ranks 6th globally and 2nd in Asia Pacific in site count. Very important for exam perspective. Very important. Okay, the serial nomination underscores the living cultural landscape, a coherent military geographical system rather than isolated monuments. PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah and Cultural Minister Shekhawat and Maharashtra CM Fadnavis all celebrated the designation, highlighting its resonance with Indian identity, governance, and martial legacy. Okay, very important, and its conservation efforts would be there and boost for tourism also. Okay, that is about recent Maratha World Heritage listing. Okay, in the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Next point, that is about recent news about Myanmar attack that is recent that drone and missile strikes in Myanmar. What happened that Ulfa has publicly claimed that early that is some 150 drones and missiles struck their camps in Myanmar's Southern region. Killing three senior leaders. So India's response is the Indian Army and some CM Hemant Biswa Sharma have denied any knowledge or involvement in these strikes. Strategic contest that scale of operation sources suggest this was highly coordinated drone strikes, involving 100, 150 Israeli and French-made UAVs targeting Alpha 1 and NSC and camps. A possible shift towards more aggressive technological counterinsurgency. Security implications. This move comes amid a broader effort by Indian forces to dismantle insurgent sanctuaries along the porous India-Myanmar border, very important border that is some little bit porous, right? Recent operation like 2019 Operation Sunrise saw joint India-Myanmar operation. This current event, though unconfirmed officially, may represent a new escalation. That is Ulfa adaptation and security ramp up is very, very important. That is about recent that is Ulfa Myanmar drone strike. Next news that is about Uttarakhand government's geothermal policy 2025. That is about the Uttarakhand cabinet approved the geothermal energy policy focused on exploring and utilizing the state's geothermal resources through scientific and technical research. The policy aims to harness geothermal energy for various applications, including power generation, space heating or cooling, water purification and community infrastructure with a significant push towards sustainability and energy security. It is set to be executed by the Energy Department in collaboration with agency like UREDA and UJVNL. Some agency will collaborate. That is about Uttarakhand cabinet. And why geothermal energy is important? That is the Himalaya are tectonically active, offering rich potential for geothermal exploration. Right, about 40 hot spring and geothermal hotspots have been identified notably in Chamboli, Badrinath, Taporwa area, and also geothermal provides a stable 24/7 base load renewable energy. And also that can meaningfully cut carbon emission also. And also initial research was kickstarted by MOU signed in January 2025 with Iceland's work is consulting engineers to conduct feasibility studies funded by Iceland and to share geothermal expertise. Some policy and designs will be and goals will be there, right? Project allotment will run for 30 years, open to both public and private sector participation via tender or direct allotment. Also, support diverse users, electricity, residential, commercial heating and cooling, water purification, and local community development and all. Very important. Central level clearance was received prior to from Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and Ministry of External Affairs. All that departments clearance is required, right? Strategically important, national pioneer in geothermal and carbon neutral growth. It is our target is there, right? Target for 2070, and also boost energy security and green hydro power plus geothermal generation. Very, very important. That is about recent Uttarakhand geothermal policy 2025. Next news, that is recent news about 4 recent Rajya Sabha nomination by President Draupadi Murmu. That is 4 nominated members. One is Ujjwal Diarao Nikam. He is a renowned special public prosecutor in the landmark cases, that is 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, 1993 Bombay bombings, Kulshan Kumar and Pramod Mahajan murders, and also awarded Padma Shri 2016 for legal service, contested the 2024 Lok Sabha polls on BJP ticket for Mumbai North Central also. PM Modi praised his devotion to the legal field and our constitution. Very important, Ujjwal income. Next is Harshavardhan Shringla. Diplomacy for career Indian Foreign Services officer, former Foreign Secretary 2022, ambassador to the US, Bangladesh, Thailand, and G20 coordinator also. Native of Darjeeling, his nomination hailed as a proud moment by both PM Modi and Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. Modi commented him as a diplomat, intellectual, and strategic thinker, bringing a global insight to the upper house. Next is Dr. Meenakshi Jain. She is a literature and education. Historian, Padma Shri Awardee 2020, author of works on medieval India, temple culture, sati and more, and she also former faculty member of Gargi College, Delhi University, and academic appointee to the Indian Council of Historical Research, and also recognized for enriching a legislative debate through scholarly contributions also. Okay. Fourth one is that is Sadananda Master, social survey, Kerala BJP Vice President, former school teacher and grassroots social worker with deep ties to RSS, survivor of brutal 1994 CPM-linked attack in Kannur also, both legs severed. It remained a fierce advocate and contested assembly elections also. Modi called him story as an epitome of courage and refusal to bow to injustice. Okay. Very, very important that Rajya Sabha appointment and all. Okay, that is Article 81 Clause CA. Okay, very, very important. Four people's appointments and all. Ujjwal Nikam and Harshavardhan Shringla and Dr. Meenakshi Jain and C. Sadananda Master. Okay, very important. These appointments had expertise across four domains: law, diplomacy, history, and social service. And also, PM Modi lauded each nominee for their distinct contribution, hoping they enrich Rajya Sabha deliberation. Nomination were officially declared via Gazette on July 12, 2025. Okay, that is all for assume office from July 21st, 2025. The scheme under the article I already told 81 clause A allows the president to nominate up to 12 members with specialized expertise in arts, science, literature, or social service. Okay, exam perspective very, very important about Rajya Sabha and recent Rajya Sabha nomination and 12-member nomination by president and very, very important. Next is about recent that is Democratic Republic of Congo issue. Okay, that is a militant from the ADF, means allied Democratic Forces and Islamic State linked group attacked Wales Wongto in Ituri province, killing 66 civilians, including women and children. They even described it as a bloodbath, and many victims were slain with machetes and other taken hostage also. Okay, that is also recent that US mission and mineral for a prisoner deal are led by Israeli American businessmen and all that related to Democratic Republic of Congo is very important. Okay, they always issue which is economically some support from IMF and all. Okay, so this is very important because then security purpose and diplomacy, humanitarian and health economic basis very, very important. That is about recent Democratic Republic of Congo news. Okay. Next is about that is Panjal range, recent news in Jammu and Kashmir. That is a security force launched a coordinated search in the southern Panjal and Jammu hill terrains, combining areas across Poonch, Rajouri, Udhampur, Doda, Kishtwar and Rasai. And these efforts targeted around 40-50 fugitive terrorists, mainly linked to outfits like Jaish-e-Mohammed and other prosecuted groups, estimated 30 in Udhampur and all that areas. Okay. Operation used aerial surveillance, anti-drone tactics, night vision equipment, and heavy ground deployment. Additionally, joint action by the Army's Romeo Force and Jammu Kashmir Police Special Operation Group in Kanteret of Poonch recovered a significant catch of arms ammunition explosive from dense forest terrain right recently, despite heavy rainfall. Okay, that is that Pir Panjal range is very, very important in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, strategically that is very, very important region, Pir Panjal region. Next is about that is the last point, that is London Southend Airport flight incident, right? Recent incident, that is a Beechcraft B-200 Super King Air, okay, that is operated by Zeus Aviation crashed shortly after takeoff from London Southend Airport, okay, and en route of flight started Netherlands. All four occupants, including a flight nurse and both pilots, were tragically killed. The aircraft rolled left, entered an uncontrolled descent, and crashed within the airport perimeter, bursting into flames on impact. Okay, some victims and flight will be there, right? Very, very important. Some investigations and all going on. Okay, that recent reaction from that Prime Minister and all. Okay, that is also a small medical transport aircraft actually crashed moments after takeoff from Southend. Okay, resulting in four fatalities. Okay. Very, very important that recent flight crash, okay, in London. Okay, that is about 13th and 14th July 2025 current affairs. Okay, thank you. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Okay. Thank you.